Hello. Welcome back to Quantum Break. Hey, it's a time machine. We just have to see if it works. And since it's a prototype, it's probably pretty old and busted. Mostly because it's old and busted. But yeah, we're still looking around. We've read some definitely interesting things. What is this? This is the countermeasure, so at least we could rebuild it if we had to. Doubt we have the time. But the countermeasure is missing. Shoo, that's not a good thing. Time machine schematics. We can make the time machine as well. Now, Stop. Check area is clear. Nobody stand down there when I push that button. Just looking around.
Nothing I can make sense of.
I is no scientist. My brother was. I was more of a hippie than anything. Not that that's a bad thing. Okay, at least this isn't very big. Parents killed in Riverport car crash. Parents killed in Bradbury car crash. Holiday cheers in short supply in Riverport community of Bradbury after a tragic car crash claimed the lives of a married couple, Anthony and Catherine Joyce. It's their parents. The accident took place within walking distance of the family's front door on Princeton Street in the early afternoon. Catherine Joyce, who was driving, lost control of their car after a collision with another vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. The other car left the scene of the accident. Of course it did. The Joyces were both well known in the Bradbury area as prominent members of the community. Last year, they were recognized by the mayor for their charity work. Particularly the Riverport Multiple Sclerosis Walk they have organized every year since 1993. The couple left behind two children, the promising young physicist Dr. William Joyce and Jack Joyce, still underage. A candlelight vigil will be held for Anthony at the Catherine on Sunday to unite the grieving family, friends, and community during this tragic time. Were they killed for a reason? That's the question. That's a question. Well, what do you know? I'll just suck this thing up. It's nummy. I found all of them. Nice. And now I just need. There was like one more readable that I could find somewhere. Just have to keep doing my detective vision. Ooh, toilets. I'm gonna be right back. I need to. Never mind. I'm gonna hold it. Remember, one of the things we can't do is poop in the on the track of the time machine. A rat did that once, and nothing good came of it. All right, this is the last one, I think. Civilian's Guide to Time Travel. What? A Civilian's Guide to Time Travel, cliché working title. Nice. By William Joyce. Rough Ideas, February 28th, 1999. Opening statement. Open with a zinger, Schrodinger cat joke, or Schrodinger mouse joke. Find an appropriate accompanying cat photo. No cat photo. Use the rat. No science explained here. Marketing bullshit. Time machine equals works. Implication equals limitless. Give me your money spiel. Build up existence of time machine. Content here dependent on findings from first human tests later tonight. Great. So I wonder if he tested it on himself. Wouldn't be surprised. Findings. Facts dumbed down for the mouth breathers who will inevitably want to invest. I hope this doesn't get released. Damn. Purpose of guide. To explain to the mouth breathers, again, wow, how the machine works and why. Note. Proofread and delete all of mouth reader references. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. The machine overview. How research started, including gratuities for research grant, sucking ass, community and investors. He's not wrong. Note, also thank Jack for his patience. Now that this is over, I promise to be there for him. Aw. Note, too personal. No, it's not. Come on, man. Basic overview of time machine. Parts. Chronoparticles. Nobody will give a shit about this or understand. Skip it. At least an overview. How time travel works, simplest terms. Subject activates time machine, step 1, core. Step 2, the corridor. Subject sets the desired time travel date. Subject enters the corridor. Compare corridor to donut in shape to explain. Note, add joke, you don't want to eat this donut or your body will suffer terminal chronosaturation, leading to your slow but inevitable death. Note, cut joke, disturbing. Also dumb. Subject walks around the corridor. Walking clockwise around the corridor travels to future. Walking counterclockwise around the corridor travels to the past. Clock-like design. Oh man, you're so clever. Subject arrives at new time in future or past. Subject time continuum travel across space. Time travel is not a portal. Spatial destination will not always be the same as entry point. Really? That's been the case so far. Time travel is tied to a rotating black hole core. Still disturbing. Note, explain the core itself. Note, fuck it. Just compare the core to a car engine. Okay, it's a black hole though. Now how many black holes are in cars? Just saying. Note, look up info on car engines so you don't have any idea. Good job. Subject will arrive in future past at the location where the time machine and core were located in that time. Cannot travel to a time when time machine and core are not active. That makes sense. Cannot travel to a time before core was first activated. I wonder if you can with chronoparticles though. Examples of how time travel works. In 1999, a time machine core is first activated. The time machine is located on an island. In 2000, the same time machine with the same core is moved to a circus tent. Teddy enters the time machine in 1999 and travels to 2000. He exits the time machine he exits the time machine and is in a circus tent. Gotcha. No. Use better examples, not circus tent. Teddy cannot travel to a time before 1999 because the core was not active. Will bang my goddamn head against the wall every time somebody uses the example of not being able to go back to kill Hitler to try to sound clever and or funny. Note, a dinosaur joke though. Explains you can't go back and see a dinosaur. Fucking sucks. Yeah, it does. Closed loops. In theory, all actions resulting from time travel equal already accounted for. Should not be able to change the past. Any attempt to change things was always part of the chain of events in the first place. See, that's not how that works though. It would be observed that way for the person in that timeline. Already happened. Explain Novikov self-consistency principle until head goes pop. Metaphor to explain closed loops. Time is an egg. Here we go. You can move the egg, but no matter where you move it the same chicken will hatch. Terrible example. Yet he still tried to make that example to me. Plus, you could just eat the fucking egg. An egg is sitting on the table. You leave the room, come back, and the egg is broken on the floor. You weren't sure how this happened, but it saddens you. The egg was important to you because... insert reason that makes sense here later. You travel to the past to prevent the egg from breaking. When you arrive in the past, you rush over to the table, accidentally bump it, the egg falls and breaks. You cause the very thing you tried to prevent. Closed loops. Why the hell do all my examples end up being about the egg? Because chicken and the egg, it's kind of on the nose. Replace egg with something else, like a coffee mug or something. Yeah, chicken and the egg, on the nose. All right. Let's see here. Guess we get out of the pool. Let's just drop down. Ow, my legs! Oh, here's the core. How you doing? I guess we'll start the core and then go up there.
Hey, it looks like I can reset the core from here.
Are you sure you know what you're doing there?
Absolutely. No, I
clue.
don't.
But I did help Paul set up the machine at the university.
Which then caused the fracture.
Well, his machine did.
Look, Will knew the calculations were wrong. Hoping that means he knew what he was doing here.
And I did notice the calculations, so they're fixed now, so they can use it. Don't know if that's good or not.
We have to test it. The core. That's what we set up first.
Okay, so now
This
what?
could actually be the key to finding the countermeasure.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Still resetting. The core is reset. We need to activate it from the control booth.
The controls are up here, according to the monitor.
I mean, I could just put the date in while I'm here.
I can't insert the date yet.
No, I guess not. Core activation
Here
ready?
goes nothing.
Hey! Oh god, why is this so hard? Hey!
What was that?
It's
Just
fine.
time travel.
It's fine.
Now set the
Worked.
date.
It actually worked. Okay, we activate the corridor next.
Guess not. Activate the corridor.
Okay, there's no way that thing should be exposed like that.
I agree. But, you have, any ideas?
This is gonna work. It has to.
Wow, you're ignorant.
You guys aren't actually planning to use this machine. Are you?
I mean, we gotta do something.
So I guess you're not at all concerned that one guy jerry-rigged this entire thing together? Because I think I literally see duct tape.
You already said
No,
that.
this is a great idea. Yeah. No way that this is gonna backfire.
Don't worry. We'll get this working.
Core. Wait. Monarch said what they stole from the university was some kind of core. It's...
Yeah, they're moving that to,
Core for a time machine.
the island.
We're not the only ones who have one.
Christ. What are they planning to do with it?
I don't want to know.
Serene's plans are focused on the future, not the past. But to succeed, he needs absolute control. A time machine is control.
Yeah, absolute
Well, there's
control.
a line between control and playing God, and this crosses it by a long shot.
I agree.
This is insane.
Agreed.
There's a light blinking here. Might be what you're looking for.
I know, I'm talking to the lady over here.
That's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I stopped trying to make sense of all this around the time that you started teleporting.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Still trying to figure that one out myself. I think we're ready.
Wait, we're actually gonna run this thing? Really? Are you sure that it's... This isn't exactly an easy bake oven. Maybe we should start by finding the instruction manual?
I mean, he did put it all over the place.
Honestly think that's gonna help.
Probably not, which is all the more reason to avoid this. I mean, have you ever seen the movie The Fly? I do not want to be the Jeff Goldblum of this story.
I agree. There's no Krendel fly here. It'll be fine. So what do you have to say about this fucking insanity? Absolutely nothing. I don't like you. All right, activate the corridor.
The corridor. It's key activated. Will's key.
Here we go. Will wanted us to have this.
Thank God.
Is that supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Will's key did that?
Yep.
Key to a time machine, and he left it in the trunk of his goddamn car.
Yeah.
That's my brother in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good.
Yeah, it's not connecting.
Let's just hope it still works.
What did you? Hold on, look at the fucking thing first. Maybe there's a blockage I can move or something. I'm the one traveling back in time here. Hopefully. Who knows what will happen if it doesn't work? I don't see why it's not locking. Get damaged at some point. We need a steady chrono lock, don't you know? Don't ask me what a chrono lock is. Yeah, I don't see like bent circuitry. Nothing obvious, at least. Also, is that duct tape? I think she's right. That's duct tape.
This console says date input.
I know.
I'm guessing this is it over here.
I know.
Okay, it's perfect.
Good.
No.
What?
God damn it. I don't know. We were so close.
We're not getting a chrono lock.
I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, like hell you are. You saw what happened. Something's wrong with the machine.
We don't know that.
You're not trained for this. Anything you do is gonna make it
But
worse.
why
You
did he
know
give us
I'm
the
right.
key?
Stop. I'm trying.
You lost people. You're angry. I get it. But this is bigger than us. We can't fix the machine. But I might know somebody who can.
Ooh.
Sophia Amaral.
The Monarch scientist. I saw her video near Ground Zero.
Serene's head of Cronin Research. She'll be at the Monarch Gala tonight, but security's airtight. She'll be nearly impossible to get to.
Unless I have an invite. Paul told me he expected me to meet him at that party.
Now we know why.
Something tells me that was not a friendly invitation. Jack, no.
I'll just turn myself in and go to a party. End of Act 2. Cool. Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. Previously on Quantum Break. It's just
The
personal.
future used to be so clear when I was reliving the past. Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions. I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that, but I didn't know why exactly, or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
Does
Can't
sound
help.
unlikely.
Still, we know it's out there somewhere. And we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. And if Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Well, not necessarily. You could just intuit it.
Dr. Joyce
your
could have provided
magic
the answer to
powers.
that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
Then don't forget why we're here tonight. After what happened, our people need reassurance that we're in control. You're the man who could win them over. Let me handle Joyce, so you can concentrate on your speech.
I know what's at stake here, Martin.
All right, let's look around. Aha!
Dr. Sophia Amaral had taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident. She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
Mr. Joyce is waiting for us down below.
And he can continue to wait, okay? Sophia, I realize this may not be a welcome question, but I feel like I need to ask. I knew Henry Kim very well. I went to school with him, and he was actually my husband's best man for my first marriage. Unfortunately, when I moved down to Florida, we didn't manage to stay in touch. Well, let's just say that life took me into an unexpected direction. It was a very welcome surprise to hear from him when he was recruiting new people, and I'm glad to say we hit it off again. We spoke on the phone a lot. He came over to meet my wife, and well, it was like old times. It couldn't have been awkward.
We should go.
Just a second, dude. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. Henry was like that. You can imagine my shock and disappointment when I heard about his death, just a week before my own employment at Monarch began. We didn't get to work together the way I'd hoped. Now Monarch has been very good to me, but his death has been eating at me. I know it's something people don't want to discuss, and I understand that there are confidentiality issues. However, having recently been cleared for some of the more sensitive Chronon research, I now know that the story of his death is a fabrication, and Henry has become something entirely different. I'm not blaming anybody, but for my own peace of mind or sense of closure, I suppose I'm wondering if, giving my new security clearance, you are in a position to explain how this came to pass. I should add that I brought this up with Martin Hatch the other day, and he made it clear in no uncertain terms that I should drop the matter. Given that I'm taking something of a chance talking to you about this, but I feel like I can't let this go. I'll understand if you aren't allowed to discuss it, but I'm more than a little scared and upset. I hope I can rely on your discretion either way. And then she responded, Erica, first of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realize you had a history with Henry, and frankly, I would not have promoted you into the position had I known. If you would be more comfortable working on something else, I could make that happen, no questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion. I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You're correct in that it is a very sensitive topic, but given your current security clearance, I can tell you what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. For the past 6 months, I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made much progress. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of chronon particles can result in physical changes. Paul Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in extraordinary abilities, and the second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, the exposure transformed him into a chronon-disrupted wave function subject, or a shifter. It is of course clear that Mr. Serene and Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. However, it is not at all clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of chronon particles, particularly as the lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes we have come to associate with such an exceptional event. None of the containers on the scene had remotely enough chronon particle capacity for such a high dose, and furthermore, all of them were intact and accounted for. In short, we don't know where these particles could possibly have come from. I'm not surprised that Martin Hatch was unwilling to discuss this. He was the only other person present in the lab when the accident took place, but I don't know why he was there or what happened, and he claims to have no memory of the events. Despite this, Martin somehow managed to contain Henry in the artificial zero-state field set up in the lab. I am unwilling to speculate as to how this could possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You're a first-rate scientist, and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week, Sophia. So somebody had special powers.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala, and it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility.
Yeah, looking at rich people's stuff has that effect. Shall we, Hatch? Senior Hatch. How you doing down there? I see you've come for the party. Ooh, got some right here. What is this?
What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
Well, I can see the future, so I think you'll have to forgive me if I can micromanage. There's a car down there.
Don't even twitch.
That's a little much, fellas.
And here you are.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal. It
Funny.
was such a nice invitation.
How do you want to deal with this, Paul?
How about we don't deal with it right now? So whether you deal with your personal business or the mission.
Paul, what should we do about Joyce?
Just a second, I want to look at this cool car.
Paul,
Just thinking about a road trip I took a long time ago. In a car far less comfortable than this.
let's focus on the issue at hand.
I can focus on multiple things at once. Give me some gum. You can see it as I walk. I'll chew it.
This asshole don't look like much.
Yeah,
like to
until
all
he
the guys
teleports
he
and rips
wasted.
your head off. Okay. Oh, there we go.
I could still try to reach Jack and make him see reason. Or I could let Hatch deal with him so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
What's personal look like?
Up into the past. Tried to change things.
Answer me this question, Bo.
I once trusted Jack more than anybody. It was my only chance to make him understand the truth.
The fuck do you mean nobody got a look at the shooter?
But without me there to give the speech, my empire would start to crumble like a house of cards.
Ugh. I don't know about that.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you die one whims, and Joyce with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause. Dead and buried, along with the rest of my past.
Somehow I doubt that.
Tonight is a celebration in the face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared. Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. The plan would go forward as intended.
So, we have a choice to make. However, I think we'll do that next time. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed my nonsense. If you did, a like, comment, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon would be greatly appreciated. This has been Boylag, signing off.